And welcome everybody to 505 interview series. Another week. This week we have an amazing guest. He's a guy I admire a ton. One of the first people when I met him and really bought into what I was trying to do for the small batch and boutique community out there. So I'm super excited that he was able to get on. I've had to chase him down for the last year and beg him and pleaded for him to show up. He's also the reason why this exists. So without further ado, bring on the guest of the night, the hour, the day, Mr. Howard G. Mr. Howard G.
How are you? Man, great to be here, man. You didn't have to chase me down for a whole year or beg me. I've been waiting to get on the show. We just haven't had the opportunity to connect.
I know, but it sounds better that you're a man in such high demand that I had to wait for you. See, so it works out better in your favor. It's like, yeah, I'm a man in such constant demand here that I had to I made you wait to get to me, but you do make you are a purveyor of fine, delicious morsels for the mouth. Yes.
Appreciate you, bro.
You are the reason why the drool bucket exists.
That was
Maduro.
Yep.
It is an all-time favorite cigar for me. It will go down in the annals of cigar history as probably one of the best cigars ever made.
Oh man, I appreciate you, man.
And for those of you guys out there who don't know who Mr. G is, well, you're going to get to know him a little bit tonight, but I'll hand it over to you to introduce yourself and tell everybody about you and what you do.
Perfect. My name is Howard Gumbs Jr. is my full name. I own Howard G Cigars. We're based out of Orlando, Florida. We have a few different series of cigars and blends, and one of them, our flagship, is our Black Moses. And so with Black Moses line, we have it in a Maduro, a natural. We have a limited, and then what I'm currently smoking is the limited Blanco, which was just released in last September at PCA. And then I have a Magic Stick line. The Magic Stick, we have the Cameroon, we have our Habano Toro, Habano Robusto, and then our newest one on the Magic Stick line is our Magic Stick Connecticut, which we released that last September as well. And then we have our All Pro series. And on our All Pro series, we have some NFL legends that we currently are in partnership with and made some cigars for them. One is two-time Super Bowl champion Pittsburgh Steeler, Ike Taylor. We have two cigars for him. One is called the One of a Kind. It's the Sumatra, which is 100% Ike's blend. Took him down and went through over 40 different cigars, had him just tasting different things, and we put together the perfect cigar for him. 80% Nicaragua and 20% Lancaster, PA. Shout out to the Steelers. That's the Steelers cigar. And then we have another one for him that has the same blend but a Connecticut wrap with a torpedo. We call that the breakfast stick, and that's the one-of-a-kind Connecticut torpedo. And that cigar has been literally flying off the shelves since we came out with it. And then last but not least, my other legend is the big fella, Leon Cersei, the three-time national champion Miami Hurricane, former first-round pick Steelers, and the Jaguar number 14 all-time player in history. And he was an offensive lineman. So his cigar consists of two. The first one was called the Big Cersei, which is a 60 ring gauge by 83/4, and takes a commitment to smoke. And but it's a phenomenal smoke. I tell people it has 4/4 of a punch, like he used to have coming off the line. And last September we released our fourth new cigar, and that one is the Little Cersei. So for people that had commitment issues in smoking cigars, we took that same blend for the Big Cersei and we created the Little Cersei, and that's a 58 ring gauge by 0.25 in length. And so collectively right there, that's 12 blends, premium cigars on the Howard G Cigar brand. If you never had a chance to try it, we definitely recommend you, reaching out and trying it. We always tell you to go to your brick and mortar local cigar shop. And if they don't have it, then you're more than welcome to hit us up at howardgcigars.com, where we have everything online and we also ship. And on top of that, if you decide to do that, Big D has a code for you that will give you 10% off because you are referred by 505 Cigar Review. So that's pretty much what we have going on. We've been around for 3 years now, a little over 3 years, having a phenomenal time, meeting phenomenal people all across the country. The products has been going all across actually the globe, and we're so excited about that, man. And our tagline is, man, we're just slinging cigars. We just having a good time. We're not trying to reinvent the wheel. We're just having a good time meeting great people, and that all share a common love of the leaf.
Yes.
And we have friends and now people that became family, and that's been all across the globe of individuals that just all share the same bond, and it's a passion, and I believe it's a brotherhood or brother and a sisterhood like no other, and so we're just excited about what we have going on currently. We're excited for what we've done thus far. We're excited where we're at, and then we're super excited for the future. So
I am too. Yeah, I love what you guys are about. I love how your branding is out, and you are one of those few people in the industry that has always treated me like family. Always made me feel welcome, no matter where you're at. Always inviting me to come and be a part of what you got going on, and I can't thank you enough. Maybe I have a little bit biased in how much I love your cigars because of the relationship I have with you. But I gotta say, even without that relationship, I think your sticks are that damn good. And like Howard said, pinned in the comment section, I've got a link. The link is right there to his website with the promo code. It'll save you some coin. And definitely, if you've not had anything from him, get it. I highly recommend the Black Moses Maduro. I highly recommend the Cameroon, and I highly recommend the One of a Kind.
Man, I really appreciate you, man. Like you said, man, that's what it's all about. Just you never know. Every day, at a cigar lounge or something, I'm always meeting someone, and the conversation starts off of just a cigar, Hey, what are you smoking? And then the conversation goes from there. And then after it, we're talking about life, we're talking about other things, and we're finding out we have things in common. I mean, it's just one of the best relationships that you can create with someone over cigars. So, and one of the great ones we had is when we met you, Big D. We linked it off from the beginning. You told us what you were doing. We was like, man, whatever we got to do to help you, bro, let's do it. That's just how this industry is, and it's been the same way for me. I have a lot of friends, and we're close friends that are with some companies that's been around for an extremely long time in the industry, and the love that they show me has been incredible. I am literally humbled by the love that they show, and the referrals that they're giving me, and and buddies coming to town with these brands, and they're like, hey man, hey, I'm in Orlando. Are you in town? I'm like, yeah, I'm in town. All right, let's meet at Corona. As soon as they see me at Corona, listen, I'm smoking your cigars the whole night, man. Let's trade. Smoke my cigars, yours, and let's just hang out. But during that time, just the camaraderie, just the brotherhood, just say, hey, we're going to be in this city, or do you know this shop, or do you know this shop? I'm going to personally let them know that you're my brother. You know what I mean? And they need to do this, and just on top of that, and it's just a great industry of in my opinion, the whole industry, from retail to consumer base to wholesalers. Just it's just a fun atmosphere for me, And, I'm a people guy, so I call myself a man of the people. And so it's kind of like what you see is what you get, baby.
Yeah, you are a man of the people. You're very personable, and you know, I see it at the trade shows, especially with some of your longtime retail accounts.
Yeah,
And you know them, they know you. It's a party going on at your booth
yeah,
because it's all about having a good time and just what you got going on, and especially when you had Leon and Ike with you at PCA. That was such an honor to meet those two. And I tell people with the big Sirs, I was like, well, if you don't have 5 hours to spend smoking a cigar that's huge, I go, you got to compare it to a man of his size. I mean, and it looks like a robusto in his hand,
yeah,
and to us, it's just a big, massive cigar.
absolutely.
But it's like, yeah, downsize that for people who are not, 6'8" giants.
Yeah, yeah, the big fella, man, he's huge, man. And when you look at his hand, I
Dude,
mean,
they're massive.
yeah.
Like I have fairly big hands. He could fit two of my hands into his hand.
No, he definitely, he's a very large guy, but on top of it, as much as he's a huge and large guy, he's that much more of a great person. I believe he has the best voice in show business. If shout out to Big Sirs Leon Cersei, his radio station in Jacksonville. It's absolutely top of the line. They went top 20 last year. In 2022, they were top 20 in the country, for the radio station. And so a lot of times, if it's 12 o'clock or something like that, and I'm moving around and I got time to click in, I listen to the Lunch with Leon segment just to hear him talk football and hear his voice and how he breaks it down. It sounds like a sports version of James Earl Jones when you hear his voice. I sent him a text. I said, "Big fella," I said, "we're gonna have to get you some voice overviews on broadcasting and for something in a movie role, because I mean that voice is just killer when you hear him on the radio." And and then I want to give a shout out to my other brother Ike Taylor, the one of a kind himself. He's actually got a new opportunity that started last year that we're both. I know he's extremely excited about it. I'm super excited about it because that's my brother. But Ike became a scout for the Steelers, and so with that, he's in charge of the state of Florida of the talent on the defensive side, so the secondary, and so he's been traveling all over. So we're big. Here in Florida, we're a huge football state, right? I mean, cigar and football, we're all in all like hand in hand, right? And so when you look at what they're doing, they're doing all the pro days. They did all of those for the schools and stuff like that. So it was pretty cool. And so he'll be at the draft this year on Thursday. He's in Pittsburgh and doing the draft and stuff like that. So it's just a fun thing, man.
So where did you link up with them and go to First Cigars? Have you known them prior to getting into the cigar industry? And then you said, "Hey, I want to work with you guys," or did you guys link up through mutual friends within the industry?
No, actually, we've met. So I met Leon first, maybe 10 or 11 years ago, and Leon's a adamant cigar smoker. So Leon smokes it's like 5-6 sticks a day type thing, right? And so once he was back in Orlando, everybody in Orlando, if you're smoking cigars, you're going to be at Corona Cigar, right? So he was at Corona Cigar in Sand Lake. And that's really like my number one like home lounge. It's kind of like my house. You know what I mean? So they call me the mayor of Sand Lake. So when I'm there, whoever is coming into that particular store, somebody's going to introduce them to me, right? This has nothing to do with me cigar business or anything like that. This is just years ago. And Leah and I had a rival going on because I'm a Dallas Cowboy football fan. And, he lost to the Cowboys in the Super Bowl when he was with the Steelers, which was our last championship. And so we had this this big guy and this little short guy, little syndrome going on. And we would literally smoke cigars 3-4 nights a week, and we would literally crack jokes on each other. And it's him saying, making up stories, like nursery rhymes, Howie, I got a story for you. I'm like, go ahead, Big Sirs. He goes, roses are red, the Cowboys are lame. He went 13-3 and couldn't win a playoff game. Stuff like that. And then the people that are around us are freaking dying laughing, just like me. And then I'm like, damn, that's a good one. And I'm trying to think of a punchline back to him. So then I hit him with something like, you know what, big fella? You was with Miami, you had 3 national championships. I said, then, you go to the Steelers. I said, Michael Irvin goes to the Cowboys. I said, well, the difference is, if you was a Cowboy, you would have 3 Super Bowls to go with your 3 national championships. So, but you don't have a Super Bowl. So, people would just, be around, smoking cigars, watching us, entertaining them by going back and forth, ridiculing over cigars. And it was one of the most fun times that we've had in those years back there. And then when it comes to football, he's a Miami legend. I'm a Florida State Seminole. So we were there's another rivalry constantly going on. So he just became like my brother. We were just best buds. Now with Ike was about 9 years ago. Met him similar, Corona. And our thing was more like just smoking and hanging out and just kicking it. And then from there, we just started to go other places, hang out, travel, different things like that. And we were just best buds. So when the cigar thing came about, my original thing was, I'm like, okay, I got the Black Moses is the flagship. Another Magic Stick is not the same price as the Black Moses, right? I wanted something to stay right. The Black Moses, lead with that. The Magic Stick's right there. But then I'm like, there's something else I'm missing. And then I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? I want to do an all-pro series. And so I told Leon, he said, absolutely, let's do it. And then the next one was Ike. And when I told Ike about it, I remember exactly where I was. He reached out to tell me he was proud of me. And then my conversation to him was like, well, you know what? How proud of you? Because what would make you even more prouder if we bring you onto the line. And that's how we did that. And since that time, it's been so cool, man, because, shout out to all the agents out there that we know and the emails. People have been calling, sending us emails, been having conversations with different agents, different players that want to currently be on the line. We're like, hey, we have no problem doing that. You make the credential as an all-pro. But we want you to make sure you get your contract and understand that while you're currently playing, you cannot have endorsement of tobacco or alcohol, while you're currently playing. So I can talk to you when you retire, or we can get you some cigars where you can just smoke. And so that's what happens when the brand recognition, things moving around. A lot of guys, we do a lot of golfing events, and then when you have guys like Leon and Ike, that have teammates that were special to them and different, friends that all were in the league. Everybody has a golf tournament now. So, we're definitely getting hit up for those and either to sponsor the event or send some for the charity or different things like that. So it's just getting out there. And, I have no problems doing it at all because I believe, honestly, Big D, the number one way to get the product out there is getting a cigar in somebody's hand and let them smoke it. That beats any advertisement. That beats any type of marketing. If they can get the cigar in their hand and smoke it, and you tell me what you think, that's to me our best form of advertisement.
I agree wholeheartedly. So I want to go back now to your core line there, the Black Moses. When you were going through the blending on that,
okay,
did you just know there was something special about that tobacco that it had to be your core flagship brand?
Well, the actual answer to that is my favorite cigar is the Padron 80 year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a huge fan of Padron. I mean, others as well, but if I have to go with my favorite, it's going to be Padron 80 year.
That's why we get along so well.
It literally is my favorite. So what I did was the first thing I said, man, I would like to make something that, in my opinion, is can be comparable to a Padron 80 year, but I can have it at a better price point, so I can go after more of the masses, right? And so, good evening. And but when it comes to that, that was my goal. Literally was my goal. So what we did was we got the premium tobacco. So the tobacco that is 8 to 10 year age. Went through the different blends, right? Now we couldn't get that exact shape of that Padron 80 year. That thing, I think they got a proprietary blend on that shape, bro. But we got similar to with the Figurado box press Figurado size for us for the Black Moses. But the next thing I did was follow the exact same system I learned that Padron does. Once the cigars are rolled, we let it sit a minimum of 90 days. It sits a minimum of 90 days before they ship to our warehouse. And so that was the process that we went through for that. Once I got that, and I got the notes, and I had the same long, white, consistent ash that I have with Padron 80 years, I was like, listen, you know what? That cigar retails at $34. I know for a fact I can sell a lot of these Black Moses at $15, $16, which is and that's really how it's been. And that's and believe it or not, the Black Moses Maduro is still our number one selling cigar. I mean, it's neck and neck now with the one of a kind Sumatra. But as far as just that blend, if you like flavor, if you like that San Andreas Maduro type of flavor like that, I mean, that cigar right there it's my go-to. It's the first one.
It's so good.
Yeah,
it is so good. I can almost say that I think it's better than the 80th. The thing that stands out between the 80th and the Maduro, your Maduro, is yours is far more creamier than the 80th is. And the 80th is a waterfall gusher with cream. Yours, there's something different about the way that creaminess hits the palate. There's this unique sweetness to it that if the 80th had that, I don't think I could ever smoke another cigar ever again. But yours has that unique sweetness to it. That's why I love it. I mean, there's a reason why the drool bucket was coined from the Black Moses Maduro. It is. Yeah, I mean, I was gushing. Oh my goodness! I should repost that review out there so people could watch me talk and drool on myself.
We posted it, and then we'll tag it on IG as well.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It was such a good cigar that I just felt like there was nothing like that I have tasted, and nor have I tasted. And and I smoke a lot of stuff, but that always seems to be a go-to stick, especially more so now when got those days when you're just kind of feeling,
yeah.
That's one of those pick-me-up sticks that just makes me happy. Puts a smile on my face. Doesn't matter what else is going wrong in the world. I could smoke that Maduro, and it sets me right.
I appreciate that, bro. It definitely means a lot coming from you, a cigar expert, aficionado. That's what the design, man. People have always asked me, Big D. I'm out pretty much every night. Well, not every night. Whatever that. The wife wants when the wife wants time, she gets whatever she wants. But other than that, like I'm usually out at one of the spots, and when new people meet me, a lot of times they ask me like, what's your best cigar? Um, like what's your best cigar? What's your your favorite? I'm like, really? I said, I mean, I can't really tell you which one is my favorite. It depends on what day or what time, what I'm doing. Because I can smoke a few of my cigars, but then I'll say, you know what? I still got a taste for that Maduro. Let me just fire one up. You know what I mean? And then you got that cigar does that for me. Of course, with the new ones I'm bringing out, I started to smoke a lot of them as well. So like the Connecticut's that we put on the market, I wanted to make sure that the Connecticut's were flavorful, and not just that. Oh, that's the Connecticut right there.
That's what I'm smoking tonight.
That's so I wanted to make sure like that cigar. I wanted to make sure that it had flavor. I know it's not going to be as strong as what we're used to smoking, but if it gives you that enough flavor, then someone with a stronger palate say, you know what? Even if I have to smoke it early in the day, I can smoke it.
I'll say this: it's very pepper forward, so you really get a nice hit of flavor right off the draw with that pepper forward on it. The retro is nice. The retro's smooth, but it does a little bit of punching. About right as you start up, about right here, you get a little bit of punch and then nice, clean, smooth to finish off that retro. I mean, it's delicious. I'm starting to get a little bit.
A little drunk?
Yeah, yeah. Pepper forward sticks do that to me. I don't know. I guess that's just more of my preference on the side, but it's very good. The flavors are very good. It's very. I'll say the smoke is silky. Just the way it hits your mouth, it's very silky.
It's silky. I like that. Silky. That's a good word. That's a good word.
Yeah, the smoke feels like silk in my mouth.
Mm.
It's very nice. And Ben, you don't remember? I'll say this. So the Habano makes me hungry. So when I smoke that one, I feel like I need to eat some food when I have the Habano. I think that has that very nice meatiness that comes off that Habano, mixed with just that kind of dry chocolate and spice. It's very good. It almost has like if any of you are familiar with Mexican food, almost like a mole type feel to the taste. So with the Habano, the Habano is fantastic. You can't go wrong.
Yeah, the Habano is my anytime smoke. So like if I meet somebody, I'm at the lounge, or somebody goes, well, which cigar would you have me try? I say, you know what? If you don't want to go, mild, you don't want to go, medium bold. You know what? Start you off with the Habano.
That's right. While you're sitting here watching us, I don't know, you can click that link right there. Go pick you some Howard G cigars up. You won't regret it. You won't regret it. Use the promo code, save some coin out there. All right. Yeah, I've never asked you about that with the Black Moses, the core line on that. What was the thinking behind what you're trying to do? Because definitely, the difference in the tobacco between the Black Moses line and the Magic Stick line, it is apparent. Taste, smell, feel on it. So I know that the Black Moses is definitely higher end, higher quality tobacco. Not saying that the Magic Stick isn't. It's just you can just tell that if you put that stick for $30, it would sell. You could sell it for $30 just because it just everything about it, the smell, the texture, the taste, the feel. It's just it has that makings of a Padron, whether it be the 64, the 26, whatever. It has that making of that. Where, but you're getting a Padron-esque cigar for half the cost. So
That was like that was the whole mindset behind everything. Was you want to give people the bang for their buck, right? And um, with the factories, that's one of the benefits when you have an established factory that you deal with. The established factory, that's currently producing 8 to 10 million cigars a year. They have an excess of aged tobacco. They have different levels of tobacco you can purchase, and so that was one of the things that I really wanted when we first started the line. Shout out to my buddy Alex. And I told him, I said, well, bud, well, I want the premium tobacco. I want that. He's like, I want the 8 to 10 year. He's like, okay, done. And I said, because that's what I want to do with that. So now with the Magic Stick, the tobacco is around 3 to 5 years aged tobacco. But the Black Moses core line gets that. And then also the gets that. And so that's something that's been really good for us. And just like you said, people getting a chance to smoke the cigar is the best type of advertising we can do. We say, hey, try it for yourself. The only thing you could probably say about the Black Moses that I've ever heard was that it smoked too fast because it's a box perfecto. How would that cigar smoke if you made it round? You know what I mean? That's like the only type of thing I've ever heard from a standpoint of, man, how would I smoke it too fast? So
I think the problem is you smoke it too fast, not that it burns too fast.
Yeah,
it's
smoking too fast.
It's too good. I find myself fast puffing on it, and I got to remind myself to slow down and enjoy. But the way those flavors hit the palate, I just you just want more and more and more.
Absolutely, bro.
I would chain smoke it if I could.
Yeah, hey, so you know what? I'm gonna have to do a sample of a Black Moses in a mini cigaretto form and see and see if that'll work and send it to you.
Yeah, man. Because I think you hit a home run on that side of it. So you talked about the All Pro Series. So do you have anything in the works for some newer players coming out that in the future? Not, you don't have to name names. Just
yes.
You got some stuff coming out.
Yeah, so we have a few blends that we have already in the works with some legends. Even one is a Hall of Famer, which we're excited about that, and a couple other ones. Another one is a Super Bowl champion, and then we have a couple other ones that are great players. I have one of my favorite NBA players retired from one of my favorite ones. I'm going to do a limited edition box for him. Going to come out, and some other buddies as well that's in the football world. So we're having a lot of fun. It's picking up a lot of traction. It started raining again. Screwed up a little bit. And excuse me. All right, there we go. So yeah, so we're gonna do that, and we got a lot of other things we're looking at for 2024. So what we noticed is that we have to do everything in 6, 7, 8 months, period of time. So that's what we're doing. So we're already scheduling what we're going to be doing for next year and stuff like that. So, and that's
I think you like most brands do. I think you are. You already know how 2024 is going to go. You've probably already started blocking out 2025 on where you want to go.
Yeah, like I said, we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. It's a lot of amazing companies that paved the way for us to just follow how to correctly do it, and that's what our whole mindset is. We have everything blocked up from 6 months to 12 months, to 24 months of what we want to do, what we want to implement at this stage. Okay, now when we get to this stage, what we want to implement here. And so, but at the end of the day, it's still every single day counts for us. Every single day, always getting better, always taking a step forward. You know, always to increase those relationships.
Are you surprised at how your growth has been over the last 3 years? That that really within a year and a half, you really boomed.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, man. I was really surprised. We kind of went starting last year's PCA. The first one was good. Last year, you know, of our projection, we did 5 times what we projected. And so, and not just that, all the other accounts that were not at PCA, but wanted to say, hey, before you start shipping out all this stuff, we know how PCA was going for you guys. Can we get our order in as well? You know, and all that kind of stuff. And we were like, oh, you know, which was a good problem to have. But I was like, all right, now we got to take it up another notch. Not going from here to here. We got to go from here down to here. And so you know how it is in the tobacco world. You know, it's a lengthy process of making sure our cigar stays the same. You know, if you smoke a cigar that they let like one company lets age or they let sit and rest for only 21 days, you know, where it's normally resting for 90 days, 120 days, you're gonna tell it. You would definitely tell a difference. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, I had to realize that the word back order is not a bad word for me at this particular stage. It's because there's other companies out there that are stuck with product or their product is not churning as fast as they would like it to be, and that's not what we're having. I mean, we're having a problem keeping product, you know. So that's a good thing to have.
It's a good problem to have when you can't keep the product going. Hey, you're on the list. We're gonna get to you. You're gonna get to you, but I'm not gonna send you trash. You know.
Yeah. That's one thing we're not gonna do. At the factory while they're rolling the cigars, I get an email. This particular lot number is not going to rest. Okay, cool. So now I know that lot number, this many cigars, that's going to rest on this particular date. So I'm not even going to expect them to start shipping that lot number until minimum 90 days. And so that's how you keep a consistency on what's going on.
I've never had a bad cigar from you. Like Padron, I've never smoked a bad Padron. I've never had a burn issue. I've never had a structure issue. I've never had any problem with your cigar. You have put that consistency in the cigar like Padron does, where, you know, it's as a consumer, that's going to make me want to continue to come back to you because I know I'm going to have a consistent smoke every time. And if I'm going to drop $18 on a cigar, I want to make sure I get I get the best of that $18. And honestly, I feel like I'm cheating you out on money. I'm like, this should cost more money. This should cost more money.
Well, you know what, man? Our goal is really just to continue to get the cigars in the hands of good people like yourself and let the world go that way. And you know what? It's other things we have coming down the road that we will put on another level than the Black Moses or the All Pro series. And that particular type of cigar will be there, and you know we'll appeal to the people that want to spend that kind of money. But you know, like I said, being a man of the people, man, being a man of the people means all people. You know, you can come hang out with me in Coronas. I have a Fortune 500 guy sitting next to me, CEO. I have a professional athlete sitting next to me, and I have a janitor and a school teacher right across from me, all at the same table. You know what I mean? Because guess what? We all got something in common, which is this right here.
Yes, right.
And one might smoke a Ike Taylor Sumatra. That's a $20 retail price point at Corona. You know, one might smoke a Black Moses. That's a $15 price point at Corona. Somebody might smoke a Magic Stick Robusto. That's an $11 price point, right? But guess what doesn't change? What doesn't change is the fact that we're all enjoying a cigar together. You know, another buddy of mine might be sitting right next to us smoking a $38 Atabay, you know? But we're all enjoying something in common. It's the cigars and camaraderie. And then saying, hey, man, well, I tell you this, man, you never tried that? My favorite cigar is this one, you know? And that's the biggest compliment for me. The biggest compliment is when I come in and or people send me stuff and say, bro, you know what, man? I thought, you know, I had a post today. The post today was the Black Moses Natural, you know? And I was like, man, look at the people hitting me with text messages and stuff like that saying, you know, that's my favorite one, right, Howard? And I'm like, no, I didn't know that. I thought it was the Limited might have been, you know, because the Limited has its own following. But I'm like, hey, okay, well, the Natural, you know? Of course, the Maduros is always going to have a footprint because you can always have one first. You can't never have nothing but one first. And the Maduro is always the very first. But then, you know, the amount of people, I just did an event last month for in Jacksonville with Leon. And, you know, we had it on his radio station. It was a real huge event. And Island Girl and Gay Parkway, shout out to Cindy, the GM there. It's always a great time there. She's absolutely an amazing individual. And but that event sold so many little sources. People were like, I didn't know how great of a cigar this was. You know, I've been waiting to try it. I think you sent me something, Big D.
I did. I was outside shoveling snow with the little certs.
That's what it was. You was shoveling snow with the little certs. You know, so those type of things, man, we get all those. Some people post them. Some people send them directly to me. Some people send it to, email it to us. But all that information, all that is just the best ways, you know, to make me, to put a smile on my face. It's hard for me not to keep a smile on my face. You know, I'm in the cigar business, and, you know, I'm not digging dishes for a living. But, you know what I mean? But it's the simple fact of the matter is, it's just people appreciating, you know, the hard work and what it is that we're doing. And so, you know, everybody loves to get a, you know, hey, that was real good. Or, hey, this one was my favorite. You know, and I tell you, the number one seller since September till the end of the year in single stick sales was the Ike Taylor Connecticut One of a Kind. The number one in box sales was the Black Moses Limited Blanco. So that lets you also see that the Connecticut world in the cigar business is huge. You know what I mean? The amount of people that subliminally walk in the shop and they believe that the cigar is going to be not as strong because it's a Connecticut wrapper, they at least get a chance to try it.
That's such the misconception that's been placed out there, especially with inexperienced smokers, that Connecticut's light. I'm like, that the wrapper has nothing to do with the strength on the cigar. It's all about the blend. Mm-hmm. I go, trust me, I've smoked plenty of Connecticut's that have kind of made me go, woof.
Yeah.
The vitamin N on this one is bit rich. Mm-hmm. But that's the misconception out there is people going, oh, well, I want something mild, so I'm going to get a Connecticut, and then they get knocked on their ass because it's like, well, it's not the wrapper. The wrapper's got nothing to do with the strength on the cigar. It's all about what the blend is in there, and you know, trying to break people of that misconception is almost impossible to do.
And I don't even try to help them with it. I just say, hey, you know what? We have some Connecticut's phenomenal cigars. I'll tell you, this is not going to smoke like a box. It's going to be absolutely flavorful, and I believe you're going to enjoy it. If you don't, you know what? Let me know, and I'll give you your money back. You know what I mean? Like, I'm that confident in it. But I'm not going to waste a Black Moses Maduro on someone that's never smoked a cigar before. You know what I mean? And let them, say, "Oh, this is too strong for me," or however, and that's too good of a smoke to be, just willy nilly, just letting it just go out. And I'm not going to do that.
No. Yeah, I agree. How often are you in the lab trying to come up with new blends?
Um, I'm constantly going through new bins every 2 weeks.
Now, is that to add on to your existing lines that you have, or is that to make possibility of expanding out to a fourth line?
So right now, I like the way you asked that question too. You're really good. You should be really real good in journalism, huh? Well, there's a couple things. I think about things that I can keep on the current line, right? So, like, I'll give you an example. So, like, what I did was I really looked at the market and saw that 50% of the market in sales is Connecticut. So I said, I gotta have something to reach that particular market. And so I'm like, but I don't want to reinvent the wheel. I want to add on to the current lines that we have in Connecticut. So Black Moses has a lot of pull, had a lot of, um, a lot of traction going with that. So I decided to take the limited Blanco, meaning take the limited cigar, and I said, okay, let's send me that same blend. Let's go ahead and put that in the Connecticut wrapper, same shape as the limited. All right, let me try it with a Corojo wrapper. Let me try it, and then get the different taste from that standpoint. Then go ahead and sit down with my team and say, all right, unbanded. They don't know what they're smoking. All right, and then give them questionnaires. That's the way I like to do it. I want unbiased information. I don't want, man, Howie's my boy, so I'm not gonna tell him the
Oh
truth.
yeah, no, you know what, and I get that when I'll go pick up packages from manufacturers who want and I have a sheet that I filled out, my rating scoring sheet with my notes on it on what I thought, and just because we're friends doesn't mean I'm gonna, because I don't want you putting trash out. I
Exactly.
want I want I if you're gonna put something out, it's there. And especially if I'm gonna put my name behind it, I'm also putting my reputation on the line that if I tell you I give you a thumbs up and it's a total dud, I mean, what does that say? I'm completely honest in what I do, even if it hurts. A couple weeks ago I had one, and I texted him and I go, I don't know what you did to this stick, but it is now trash. Go back to that last blend you had, because that blend was like perfect.
Wow.
I was like, I don't know what you did. Say that whatever change you made, how little or how big of a change you made in that blend, it's trash. I,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like I smoked less than half of it and I couldn't continue anymore.
Wow.
And he's like, okay. He's like, I wanted feedback from people, and it was just an idea I had. I thought that may make it pop a little more, but we'll go back to what we had set up.
Absolutely. Because what yeah, you don't want to, hopefully he just gave it to you as a sample and not give it to you.
Randy Kane of the Cigar Clowns, right there.
Huh?
Look at that. Another industry, another industry man. They've been nice enough to invite me into their test blend sessions, and 3 sticks that they've put out, I gave my input on, and so that kind
Awesome.
of makes me proud that I see that cigar come out. I'm like, dang, dude, I smoked that and I gave my thoughts and ideas about that stick.
That is awesome, man. That is definitely awesome. You can't get no better than that, man. You can't get no better than that.
Yeah, I was just because it piques my curiosity, because I see from other manufacturers out there that it's like, yeah, they just continuously add on to their same core line, and it's like you reach a point where you've expanded out of that line. Why are you not trying something different on this? That's why I asked
But
We're going to continue asking, or is there maybe a possibility that a fourth line is going to be coming down the road?
Well, the funny thing about it is that they probably don't have any more names. You know what I mean? Like when you look at it, if they got a name that's hot, they're like, dang, that name is like catchy and people like it. You know, like the Black Moses name, people really like it. They have a lot of questions. So why did you come up with the name Black Moses? They're like Majesty. Why did you come up with the name Majesty? I tell them the story why. Just each story, each name has a meaning. You know, when you ask about the one of a kind, that's a meaning. That's Ike Taylor's Instagram. That's what his name is. That's what he goes by. You know, that's his symbol. You know, everything like that. So what happens is a lot of times they don't take the thought. You don't just rush in and make it a name. You know, you got to take this. You got to take the time. And then when you have a team, you know, you want to go through that. Just like you said with the new blends, I send out product. I just want you to smoke it and just give me your feedback. Here's what questions I'm going to ask you, and then you just compile everything and see. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Okay, cool. Because a lot of times you got to remember you're going to have your own type of cigar, right? It might go great to your taste buds, but damn it, you're not trying to make the cigar just for yourself.
Exactly. Exactly. And like Ray said, he can relate to what you just said, you know, being a brand owner himself, you know, having to go through all that. And of course, good old Anthony there. What's up, Anthony? And the guy who was rolling with me at PCA.
Oh, okay. The artist,
the guy who did that dope photo of me.
Hey, I'm still waiting on my photo. I didn't forget that.
Yeah.
But no, to answer your question, bro, I don't want you to think I'm not answering it. Yes, we have some other cigars we're coming out with. I have some limited edition things. I have things that's we're doing that's focused on certain markets and certain specifics that we're doing. It's kind of like more like limited edition type things.
Okay, so really going into the, you know, the fourth line is going to be more limited run, limited edition, small batch stuff.
Certain things we're only going to do website exclusives. Where we're only going to sell on the website. You know what I mean? That's okay. The Ralphie. Okay, you remember. But yeah, certain things, man, we're going to be focused on. I'll tell you, you know what? I'll break some news to you now. You like breaking news. So for my boy Big D, we do have a cigar that is dropping, will be dropping for July on PCA. And that particular cigar is called it's called the Perfect Round. It's my golf cigar. And so that cigar is an 18 count box. It has 9 cigars that's in it. That's a front 9 blend, and 9 cigars that's a back 9 blend. And the reviews and stuff like that we've got off of it has been amazing. I originally created that specifically because I have tons of golfers, like literally. Of course, I live in Orlando, so every corner of these markets here is some type of golf, you know, place, no matter what it is. And so that's one of the things I know that goes real hand in hand together. I have a ton of golfers and a lot of people that just I build great relationships on the golf course. I just suck. You know, I'm not good at golf, man. But I mean, but that's one of the places I can drive drunk. You know, I can drive drunk on the little go-karts. We're around anything, have a good time, and smoke cigars. But it's so fun to see all the individuals that literally love that game. And so that's something that we're releasing specifically. Is designed for that. So be on the lookout for that. Make sure you take a break and come by and stop by and see me on at PCA, and I'll make sure I have something for you.
Well, you know I'm gonna come see you because it's not a trip out to Vegas or a trade show without seeing you, man. I gotta see you. I gotta hang out with you.
We gotta have at least one night. We always have a good time, bro.
Yes, we do. And I appreciated last year at PCA, you introducing me to Leon and Ike. That was totally awesome. That was, you know, kind of, as just a fan of sports, it's just cool. And so two guys that are very low key and down to earth and very humble guys.
Yeah.
And if you didn't know, you just knew they're professional athletes, you would totally think that their personalities were different, but they're not.
Absolutely. Those two guys, to me, I'm just biased, but like I said, those are my brothers. So, and as if anybody look at it, when I got married in November, I came in on a boat, and the guys that were on the boat with me were my two older brothers that my mom had, my brother Derek and my oldest brother Lamar, and then the other two guys on the boat with me was Leon and Ike. And so, Leon had a big Circe, Ike had a one of a kind, and me and my two brothers all had one different Black Moses. And so when we pulled up the boat right there, and then we get down and walk to that right there, I'll remember that for the rest of my life. So those are my brothers. Those are not just my business guys. Those are my brothers. So, and that's what it's all about, man. That brotherhood that started from cigars will go on to the end of time.
Oh yeah. Did you make Leon stand in the middle of the boat so it wouldn't capsize?
Literally, Leon sat in the back part of the boat like this, his hands stretched out. I'll see you the picture of it. It's hilarious. And he's sitting out like this. His hands looked like he was parting the Red Sea when he was stretching them. And then two of us on this side and two was on that side. So, but
when I shook Leon's hand, that's when I knew, this is because his hand engulfed my hand. I was like, it's a pleasure to meet you. Holy cow, your hand's going all the way up to my elbow. He's huge. And that big Circe is such a huge stick. Oh my goodness. It's ridiculously big, but I can understand for a guy of his size how that's a normal size stick for a guy like him. It works. That's why I like the little Circe. The little Circe is perfect. It's delicious. It's good, And I took it out there because it was also playing on another content creator who was whining and complaining that he's not in the club with the manufacturers on getting, I can't smoke a $18 or $20 cigar to be outside and doing yard work because I'm not in the club. And so I said, you know what? Today I'm just going to smoke $20+ cigars outside while shoveling snow. And so that was I go, the little Circe is a good one. It's a slow burning stick, so I'll be able to enjoy it while I'm out there shoveling. It's freezing ass cold outside, but that's all right. I'll enjoy it while I'm out there. And I go, I'm going to take this picture with it.
Yeah, it was a dope picture when you sit there.
Yeah, so I'm just like, here.
Cool.
Yeah. So everybody who was that was pointed to in that post, I tagged everybody out there that, is this cigar good enough to get me in the club? The club. Oh, manufacturer. I can't use smoke. I'm like, smoke what you, because the whole point was on a video of another guy who said, dude, if you want to go out with an Opus X and mow the lawn, do it. Smoke what you want, man. Enjoy the cigar. I mean, now I wouldn't smoke an Opus X while mowing the yard. I mean,
yeah, right.
I don't have that kind of money lying around, but I can understand. Same thing with the guys who smoke expensive cigars on the golf course. Why? Why? You're gonna end up stepping on it, or it's gonna, you're gonna leave it somewhere, and you're gonna be mad. It's like when I go fishing. Look, I'll take good cigars with me when I go fishing to kind of when I'm not around the water area, but when I'm around the water area, then I got trash sticks with me because if I drop it in the water or I step in it, reel it in, I don't. I'm not mad that I was like, oh well, yeah, yeah. It's like so, whatever. I mean, it's not like I'm hurting for it, but if it's a good stick, I'm gonna be kind of upset that I didn't get to finish smoking it.
I agree. I definitely agree with that one. Because when you try to land them fishing, man, you try to land those fish, all bets are off. By any means necessary, I might hit them. To catch them, you gotta start throwing the nets down, man. Throw a net and just grab a whole bunch of them at one time. Then you can smoke whatever you want to smoke.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if it was easy, it would be called catching, not fishing.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like a woman. If it was easy to get a woman, you just catch. But you got to go fishing out there, and sometimes you got to reel in and rebait the hook because it's been out there way too long. That seems to be my problem. I'm like, oh man, all my bait washed away. All right, let's round 2. It's the same process on it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love hearing that we're gonna get a limited run, small batch run from you. That's really exciting because I know it's gonna be great. But then again, it's gonna upset me because I'm not gonna, it's limited, so I'll have to stock up on it.
Listen, I'll put some stuff to the side for you. We'll have enough.
I appreciate it, but that I love it because I think it's great, and I think that there's a good market out there, and when I dropped a video 2 weeks ago on the top 10 small brand boutique brands out there, you were on my list because I think you're one of those top brands out there that you're getting it now, the love and respect that you deserve, that you should have gotten. You're getting that now.
Well, it's a process, bro.
But it's a slow process out there. But I feel more people should know about you. Sometimes you gotta net them. Yeah, but they kind of get mad about that, especially if you mess up their hair. Sometimes it's out there, but like I don't know if Ray's still in the chat or not. But like Ray, I said, cigar grounds are the next Ezra Zion that's out there. That single run limited stick that once they're sold out, it's gone. And when you got a brand like it, there's that they're selling out. They're selling out in a day, less than a day out there. So you got to be on it. You got to grab it if you really want to get on it. But they've hit that mark of where they're at. I think in their career that all right, look, we've crashed 3 websites and a credit card processor in 4 drops. That they're there. The hype for them is out there. It's real. And the people, and people anticipate it. They wait. It's like, when's this dropping? When you got something coming? When you got something coming? I got to get on it. I got to get on it. And I think that's great. And I think you will have that same type of anticipation with something out there that's a limited or small batch run. That it's like, I got to get it because I know how good his other stuff is that he puts out, that this is going to be just as good, if not better.
And exactly. And that's one of the things I'm going to do. Like with one of my retired NBA player, this guy is like a brother to me, super, super, super close. I mean, knows my mom for God's sakes. He's like the first guy at my wedding, type of scenario. So for him, putting out a cigar for him and doing a limited run, one of the things I made an agreement with him was I say, well, I'll do a small box run, 500 boxes or something like that. I'm gonna want you to sign every box, you know. And so that's something to introduce him into the cigar world, not only with that exclusive stick that's specifically made for him, but on top of that, you know, just giving the consumers something that's like, man, you know, this is not a pressed on autograph. No, every single box is going to sit there and he's going to write and sign every box. So, you know what? You want to get a hold of this? Here's what it's going to be. Boom, boom, boom. You know, it's going to kind of drop we'll drop it similar like to like the sneaker app on you know, with Nike. You know that how the retro Jordans continue to come out. I swear it's like every 4 days. There's like you got to have a notification if you want these retros because it's dropping. And as soon as 10 o'clock Easter hits, like if you don't hit the button right then and there, you know your chances of getting the shoes is not going to be there because is that number one is you know it's Michael Jordan, right? Number two, you know, there's like only the shoes that he really actually played in, which is, you know, from the years he played. But then number three, they're coming out in just different designs but the same shoe in different colors, and you're like, man, I want that, or man, it's these and stuff like that. But the way that they market it is so dope, man. It's so dope. So marketing has a lot of things to do with it, and you know, I want to release certain things during football season for football guys, right? You know, to start the season, I want to release something in for basketball season, you know, and different things like that. So we're just fine tuning our own niche. We're just creating our own lane in the industry, and we're just traveling down our lane. But at the same time, we're enjoying every step of the process, you know, because before you know, you snap your fingers, you'll be like, man, wow. Man, that video I just did with Big D was 5 years ago. Look at us now, type of scenario. You know what I mean? And so we don't want to forget the process that we're going through and the day by day that it takes. And you know, as you're growing, you really look back later on and say, man, because I look at where we're at now to where we first started. I'm like, wow, you know. But I never really sit back and think about it because I'm always as a CEO, I'm always thinking about 6 months from now, 12 months from now. You know, all right, let me look at last quarter. What's the difference between last quarter and this quarter? But damn, why didn't I sell this amount this quarter, but I sold more of this? Oh, I was out of the back Moses for this particular month because we were waiting on the ship. You know what I mean? Or, you know, January, the factory was closed. You know, they closed in December, then they don't open back up until mid-January. And then, you know, a week after
all your PCA orders come in.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, damn. So now I'm, you know, so but it's a good thing to have to look at it. Because if you don't see your business, you don't have a business. You know what I mean? It's, you know, if you treat it like a hobby, you'll have a hobby success. You treat it like a business, you know, you'll definitely have that. And so we're at the point now where, you know, we've been extremely blessed to have the quality of people that we have on board with us, and the type of consumers we have. When you start getting people sending you pictures, they got tattoos, you know, with the one of a kind tattoo. You know, that's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? And they're sending it to us, and you know, so we're just having fun, man. That's the only thing, man. We're just slinging cigars, bro, one stick at a time, and just having a ball doing it.
But you know, within our community, though, you know, the family atmosphere, the brother, the sisterhood that's there, that when you put out a product that people can relate to, yeah, you get those hardcore fans that'll go get tattooed of your band. Go get that band tattooed on you because that's how much love and respect they have for what you do, what you put out, and what that cigar means to them. You know, and I've met some of the most amazing people at lounges that I would never ever meet. You know, trust me, most of these people aren't going to talk to a blue collared manual labored grunt like me at a lounge. You know, in everyday life, but at a lounge, Everybody those white collared people want to talk to blue collared guy me.
Absolutely.
And they want to know all about it and about that life. Hey, what's up, P-Row?
How you doing?
Dude gives the best bear hugs in the world. I kid you not. There's another big animal like Leon there. He picked me up.
Oh man.
He picked me up and gave me a bear hug. Yeah, P-Row, solid brother. Such a good dude out there. But yeah, I think that's something that really we have that camaraderie.
Mm-hmm.
And another reason why, when you start looking at groups or social groups out there, our community's the best.
Yes.
It's the best. Nobody, name me another social community which you're like ours, that the way that the people interact with each other. I mean, look, if you got something I want, we can trade.
Yeah.
Like, here, I got this, and this. Can I trade you for that stick? Yeah. Whenever we go and, if we're out and about or somewhere and or you're passing through town, we meet up, we exchange sticks. It's one of those unwritten rules out there. It's just like, well, I'm meeting him, I got to bring a gift. So
absolutely.
And here, you giving me cigars. I'm like, oh, you didn't need to give me anything. No, but that's just kind of how we work, And then when it comes to community out there on it, all the different charities and events which our community's a part of and what we do. I mean, it's unmatched by, I think, any other social group out there. The biggest thing that always stands to me was that during the lockdown, the Chicago crew was making lunches for the inner city schools, where most of those kids, that's the only meal they will eat during the day is at lunch. And driving over there every day to hand out sack lunches to all those kids every day for months to make sure that those kids got a meal. That wasn't any other social group out there, any other community group. That was us. That was the cigar community doing that. And that's one reason why I for the last 22 years, it's made me proud to be a part of this community, this group.
Absolutely, man. And like you said, giving back is definitely something, that we do. As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, we just shipped out some boxes for an event for a fundraiser. Charity event. Shout out to my attorney, Martin E. James. He's one of the best attorneys in Central Florida. And he has a program called One Way to Hope. And the One Way to Hope is every single year he throws on this black tie gala. And there you have everybody from the news people to a lot of celebrities, and you get dressed to the nines, but they have the silent auction, but all the money is raised for kids that have cancer. And then what they do is they take the celebrities and they walk down like the runway with one of these, beautiful kids that just, had the bad luck of the draw, to have that illness at such a young age. But it's never a dry eye in the room, bro, when you see that. You know what I mean? And but to be able to participate in charities like that and to write a check, and to put towards that foundation is something that we're very excited about. And, our main charity here in Orlando that we do a lot of functions with, and a lot of it is partnered with Coronas. But we do it's called PAL, Police Athletic League. And so, I remember just a few months ago we did an event where raised about $30,000-$40,000, just from, selling dinner. I mean, steak dinners and stuff like that with cigars and silent auctions, and you just write your name on the thing, and before you know, I'm like, oh man, I won these many these many prizes? They're like, yep, you're the lucky one. Your bill is $3,500. And I'm like, all right, cool, But it's going to the kids and to see the huge bus they bring out that they turn into a gaming thing for the kids and stuff like that. And so it just lets you know that that the cigar community does a lot to help a lot of people, man. You know what I mean? People that's less fortunate, or I always want to participate with dealing with the youth because I believe if we can get them and get them on the right path from a youth standpoint, they turn into more productive adults in society and things like that. And so I was blessed to have a good childhood with my parents and older siblings that made sure I was able to participate in all the sports or the different things or things like that. So to be able to do that for the little kids out here is something that means a lot for us too. So as we grow, we'll expand that from this market into other markets nationwide and stuff like that. So
that's awesome. My partner on Tuesday nights, Ryan, his charity, last year was the first year they did it. Hold the event in a castle up in the mountains in Colorado.
Oh wow!
A silent auction. They got a lot of stuff in, but their plan was to raise $3,000 for the Ronald McDonald House, and they ended up raising $8,000.
Yes, sir.
And so it far exceeded the expectations. And there was also a lot of stuff. There was also a lot of stuff from brands that donated a lot of rare or unique stuff from within the industry out there. Rick Rodriguez donated original run stuff from back when he was at CAO and autographed the boxes.
Oh wow!
And stuff. And this year, the charity event that they're going with is for first responders who need service animals on that. And the key is Mark Geist. If you saw the movie 13 Hours about the secret soldiers of the Benghazi raid, he was one of those Navy SEALs that was part of that. So he's going to be part of the charity. And I think, that's the stuff where us giving back and you have a chance to probably win something really cool but that money's going to a good cause out there. And so definitely, I think we're probably one of the most charitable social groups out there, I think, with everything that we do, and I think, I don't think, again, we're unmatched. We're the best group out there. So everybody in the cigar community, give yourself a round of applause because I don't think it's going to be, I don't think any other group can touch us.
And guess what?
I have devoured this cigar. This thing was good.
What does it rank on the Drool report, though, man? I don't.
The Drool.
Any Drools?
Drools. So it'll get a 2 out of 5 on the Drools.
Okay.
Produce some moisture in there. Very good. Very pepper forward, which I like. On it, very pepper forward, which is very kudos. But it's not. It's not that 8 out of 5 like the Black Moses.
Maduro.
Yeah, that's an 8 out of 5. I think my floor is still wet.
Oh man!
I said, needed the drool bucket.
I gotta let you know, because you did tell me, you said, man, you didn't let me know when you were in Denver. I will be in Denver. I'll be in Denver June 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th.
Okay.
So I'm doing an event for Cash Bar, Lafayette, Cash Bar, Parker Road.
Okay.
And then Havana night at Smoking Cake will be that Saturday.
That's Saturday. In Highlands Ranch.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'll be in Denver for 4 or 5 days.
Well, then I will plan on I'll plan on making my way down to Denver.
You got my cell phone, so just I can give the exact dates where
Yeah,
we're gonna
yeah,
be at and staying and stuff.
definitely hit the Casbar and Lafayette since that's the closest to me.
Okay,
But I mean, if I don't care. I'll go down multiple days if I got to.
man, listen, bro. Hey, I got you. So you gonna come hang out? I'll make it happen for you.
Of course. Man, I appreciate you carving out the time to come on and hang out with me, man. I love talking to you. You are one of my favorite people in the industry, on top of being one of just my favorite people overall.
I
You know,
appreciate it. Likewise.
you're one of you're a cool dude who just you're a purveyor of amazing cigars, and what you do is amazing. And I may be biased and just be but I don't care, because I honestly feel that what you put out is amazing, and it's a great product, and I love smoking what you put out. I've never had a bad stick, and I definitely recommend people watching go use that promo code, go pick up the sticks, or if your local brick and mortar has them, go support your local brick and mortar. Go give them some love. And if they don't carry it, you tell them to call him so he can get his sticks into your local shop.
Absolutely.
I'll hand it over to you to finish off.
So, what do you want me to talk about?
Anything you would like to say to close out the show? I'll hand it over to you.
Man, all I want to tell you is, man, number one, I appreciate you taking the time to get me back on the show. We should definitely do it more often. I definitely will want to try to release this the golf cigar, the perfect round. I'll make sure that you have the front nine and the back nine to smoke, and let's do another one with that. I have the box of that in front of me and stuff like that as well. And then I'll see you in PCA. Make sure come by and see me, and then after PCA we'll go have a drink and smoke a couple more cigars, man, and talk about how we're going to end this year and start 2024 off with a bang. So this is just the beginning, brother. The beginning processes of Howard G Cigars, the beginning process of the 505 cigar review, and let's just take it to the top.
Yes, big. Could be bigger than Jose. Would be bigger than Carlito and George.
Let's do it.
Guys, we got no show next Monday night. That's my one Monday. I got to work the late shift, so we will not be back. But we'll be back on May 8th with Frankie and Miguel from the Bakersfield Gentlemen will be my guests. Tomorrow night, Raw Cigar Reviews over on my IG Live. Ryan and I, we've got Micah Donellis from Luciano Cigars, and we will be smoking the Foreign Affair he co-blended with Luciano. So that I'm totally excited about, and should be a good show. So tune in over there tomorrow night and watch Ryan and I, probably critique a cigar that's already perfect. And that is it for tonight, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. We will see y'all in 2 weeks. And take care. Be safe out there. Don't do anything Howard and I wouldn't do, because we're sweet and innocent boys. And we'll see you next time, everybody. Peace out.